here with Start. Hello everybody, welcome to today's crop walk. I'm here with Travis Peardon, the Regional Livestock and Feed Extension Specialist based out of Outlook. And today we're going to be asking him some questions regarding growing silage corn in the irrigated area. So Travis, why are producers in the irrigation area choosing to grow silage corn over other feed?
I guess I would say the number one reason that producers are interested in or are growing corn as a forage crop in the area here is just the production that they get off of each acre of irrigation. This year we're seeing yields in that 16 to 20 ton wet tons an acre off of corn silage. So that is basically in that 5 to 6 ton an acre of dry matter, which no other crop is going to rival that production. And also, if we look at just the economics of it, like corn is a very expensive crop per acre to grow. But when you look at the yield and you compare it to other crops, as if producers were growing, barley silage, is that sort of crop, a cereal silage. Basically, the cost per pound produced is very similar, but we're going to grow a lot more per acre. So we're going to basically maximize, what we can grow on available acres. And if we look at the, irrigated land is expensive in this area, so it's important for producers to grow as much as they can off of each acre.
Yeah, that makes sense. So how important is it to have irrigation when you are growing silage corn?
Well, I guess on a year like this, in the Outlook area, I've got producers that are growing corn on dry land. We've seen yields anywhere as low as about 4 ton an acre up to about the best that I've heard on dry land this year is 11. So with the irrigation, it's just we're guaranteed to have the moisture that we need to grow that crop. It just takes away a lot of the risk. And when you're looking at expenses in excess of $500 an acre to grow a corn silage crop, it's just a really nice guarantee to know that you're going to be able to put water on. Basically, the biggest risk we have growing corn under irrigation is a hailstorm that might come through and wreck the crop, and the other issue might be just if we have an early frost or a cool summer that will limit our production.
Right. So I've noticed there's a lot of different varieties on the market from different companies that are being advertised. So how important is variety selection when a producer goes to grow silage corn?
Variety selection is very important. What I like to recommend is that producers talk to the neighbors, see what varieties they're growing, what has worked well. Talk to the seed retailers. They're the ones that know their varieties the best and can make some really good recommendations to producers. A year like this one, we didn't have as many corn heat units as we normally would. So I know the variety that the crew is chopping in the background here is a 2150 corn heat unit variety. So if we would add a higher corn heat unit variety, the cob development wouldn't have been as good, and our yield probably would have been actually lower, and also our nutrients would have been less just because the cob development wouldn't be there, and that's where a lot of that comes from.
Okay. So is there any resources a local producer could use to help them pick the right variety other than reps?
Well, I guess another thing to mention is that the Irrigation Crop Development Center did a trial this year with 16 different varieties, and the corn heat unit range from about 2,050 all the way up to 2,450, so quite a range there. I think there's 4 different companies had seed in that trial, so that's definitely going to be a good resource for producers to look at those numbers to see what just how the different varieties compared in that trial.
Oh, that sounds great. Okay, one last question. So when feeding a beef cow a ration that contains mostly corn, what would that ration look like?
Well, typically when I'm designing a ration for a producer that is basing it on corn, we'll usually include up to about 50 pounds of corn silage. And with that, what we see is like corn is a very high energy crop. The total digestible nutrients comes in at about 70%. So if you compare that to a hay crop, hay is typically in that 55% total digestible nutrients. So we're going to need a lot of energy, and we're going to have the ability to dilute that, so we can add straw in to dilute that. The one thing we have to watch with corn silage is just the protein. So it's typically on a dry matter basis about 8 to 9% protein. So when we get diluting that with straw, sometimes we can get that protein too low, and that's where we can add in some protein supplement or lots of people cup grind alfalfa to mix in their mixer wagon with their corn silage. And then, like I said, they will dilute the corn with straw for beef cattle. And in this area, it seems like producers are, utilizing many different crops for the straw. So even canola straw, lots of that even gets baled up in this area to be used in corn silage ration.
Stuff. Well, is there any questions from the audience? If not, thanks a lot, Travis, for filling us in on silage corn, and we'll pass it on now to Kaylee to